Hi guys, it's Kel once again. Welcome back. MAO with Kel on 28th of November, Monday. Now, when your citizens can't hold back anymore, what do you think will happen? Now, apparently in my lifetime, I never believed that this will happen to this particular country. And to actually talk about this today, I kind of worried right now because who knows, this thing may actually spread down and things may get very, very ugly. And of course, this particular company, Credit Suisse, is one big headache that I believe that this stock will go down to $3 in the coming weeks, because I felt that they are in serious trouble. So with more details coming up, let's just look at the market, but make sure that you do a risk assessment, and thank you AIMS for the kind sponsorship. Now, when was the last time you hear this, whereby the Chinese actually clashes with the police in Shanghai? And the thing is, this is not a normal clash. This is actually a very scary one. In fact, this was just updated yesterday, and you can see that hundreds of demonstrators and police clash in Shanghai because of the strong China's stringent COVID-19 restriction. Now, the point is this: the main driver is because that now everybody is celebrating, enjoying World Cup, and then they realize that everyone in the whole world is not having masks on, and only China is still having the mask on policy and still doing all the checks on a regular daily basis. This is actually pissing people off, and that is whereby now the disobedience is actually unprecedented, never been seen before in this mainland China, and it's actually happening right now. So people are saying that they love the country, but they really don't like the government, and they feel that this whole thing, the COVID-19 policy right now, is just a game and it's not based on science or reality. So protesters on the street in the cities of Wuhan and Chengdu, and actually now basically do more stuff like basically smashing the metal barricades, overturning the COVID-19 testing tents, and demanding the end of lockdown. So I'm going to show you some videos that's going to be a little bit not so nice. You just have to enjoy this in the way. Alright, so let's take a look right now. You can see that these are the videos of the police going all on, and of course you can actually see that people are getting very, very worried. So we can turn on to Channel News Asia, who has the video prepared for us. Let's take a look here right now. Okay, sorry on the sound. The sound is a little bit.
Scuffles broke out earlier and midnight cries for freedom in Beijing. At least 1,000 people gathered in the capital, refusing to disperse, many of them holding blank papers, a symbolic protest against censorship. They want the government to ease up on COVID measures.
我认为我们只需要去找到他的这个密接、次密接以及这些有可能感染的人，这就够了。我们不需要去进行全小区的一个大型的这种筛查，我们不需要这种大清洗。
So you can see that this is actually what's happening in China right now, and of course, this is just very selected video on mainstream media. But if you actually go into the of the uploaded videos by some of the people in China, I can tell you this: you can really feel the tension right now. So of course, with this happening here right in the heart of China, Shanghai, what do you expect to happen to the economy? What do you expect to happen in the stock market? You can understand that this is going to become a big problem. And I've been saying this again and again, that things will get very bad as the time comes, especially towards January to February to latest March of 2023. Alright, so that is what happened in China, and I hope that things get a peace and everybody go back to work, and then we see what the government have to say. Now, for Credit Suisse, I'm definitely very bearish right now. Seriously. Now, the thing is that the CEO says that there are few Credit Suisse clients have closed account. Come on, man. Just be realistic here. I just hate it when the company management come out and say things like this, where you can see visibly there are things going on right now. Because Credit Suisse has hit a new low as investors weigh outflow damages. And of course, you can see right now, in November, Credit Suisse was forced to pay the junk level yields for cash infusion. So think about this: if you are an investor or a saver in this particular bank, and you realize that your bank is doing all these things right now, trying to issue out new debts issue like $5 billion, what do you think that they have? Do you think they have confidence in this? No. But of course, we have this particular guy coming in to save the day. So the Saudi National Bank (SNB), owned by the Kingdom Public Investment Fund, has become one of the new strategic investor of Credit Suisse, and it's about $9.9 percent stake. All right, so of course we all know that there is, when things are cheap and good, some people who believe that this is actually a good deal for businesses, for branding, they will come in. So I'm not going to say that who's right, who's wrong, but I'm pretty sure that even if the share price go down to $3, I'm pretty sure this SNB will not be too much worried, because this is really a very good price. Because if you compare this right now, we are trading at multi-year low. Now, I didn't really do my research on this, but I think from my chart view that I have on TradingView since 1998, now the last time we saw the lowest point, let's take a look here, guys. The last time we see this, where the Credit Suisse came down, it went down to about $13, okay, around there. And that was back in 2003, before that is the recovery stage, and the market went all the way up. This is a monthly chart, by the way, to the high of almost $80, okay? So imagine the share price from $13 went up to $78 within about 4 years. That was a credible run, right? Okay. But the thing is this, during that Lehman Brothers time, the share price plunged all the way. But the thing is this, it never went below $20. I mean, it went down for a while, but it never stayed below by closing it. So think about this, from 13 to 78 to 20 again, then it recovered back to almost $60, all right? So it seems to be okay. But ever since then, when the stock market, the whole stock market had to go up, right, from 2011 onwards, you can see that Credit Suisse shares have been going down instead, all right? So the Dow Jones has hit a new all-time high of 36,000 area, but this Credit Suisse has been going down. And if you look carefully, the volume has picked up really a lot over the last few months. So there's only two ways to look at it. One is that probably this is a bottom and this is a good time to buy, or actually there could be a figure problem and this will smash it down to as low as $3. Now in terms of technical, we are now at pretty oversold region, and of course the last two times when it actually came down, it was 2009 and 2016. So both times the market rebounded by at least 20 to 30%. So maybe at $3, if it comes down to this point, you can consider buying, and maybe you go up to 420, that's 20%, something around that level. So that's 360 for you for 40%. Okay, all right. So this is how I see it, and I still very, very bearish on this particular company called Credit Suisse. All right, and of course, this is something I'll share with you. This is the S&P chart that I am going to share with you on this coming Saturday, and I already tell my students that look, something is very wrong. The liquidity is actually coming out from the market, and of course the technical aspect here itself informs us that this will see a top movement soon. So whether it's MA 200, whether it's trend line, whether it's volume, whether it's indicators, which is all seemingly aligned right now, it seems to tell me that there is a good chance the market will be taking profit very soon on S&P 500. And of course, with a new update here from Bank Ziegler, says that the banks actually don't have liquidity. Now, I've been watching this, I've been studying this, I've been getting on research, and I realized that it is actually happening right now. And this could actually come an impending national liquidity crisis. And of course, when that happens, people will run away. And that probably, in my opinion, has answered why the volume on the S&P 500 has came off, not because of the holiday season, but they have started to come off since the week before that. And this is actually a very, very dangerous sign that you need to be very careful on this about, okay? So this coming Saturday, I will have another preview, and this time around I'll focus on the rich and powerful. They are actually telling people that from Jeff Bezos to Robert Kiyosaki to this Ray Dalio's, they are all actually saying the same thing. And I believe that this particular indicator that I recently saw from a YouTuber says about it, I find that it's amazing, and I backtested it and it's pretty accurate. So this indicator itself technically only failed in 1965, but not exactly it failed, all right? So this indicator will be shared with you on this coming Saturday, and of course I'll tell you which US stock that you can actually consider, or which US stock you prefer me to talk about it. I will discuss with you over the 2-hour session, okay? So more details are available on the bottom in my what they call content box. You can actually see from there. All right, remember it's the 3rd of December, Saturday at 10 a.m. Okay, all right. So with that itself, right, remember that the code is somewhere in this PowerPoint, on a PowerPoint slide. Pick up the code and you can do the spin the wheel lunch with Cal with me the next following Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, so let's take a look at the market right now and see what do we have. Now, of course, we can see around the China market. I've been telling you this, guys. The China market have been trying to hold above the MA30 for the longest of time, the last few days, and I said that as long as it stays above, there will be recovery towards this point. And you can see that every time when the market comes to the MA30, it rebounded back to this technical line, which 12,280. But we can see now there is a gap down, and it has closed technically below the MA30 and has tested this particular point. So I told you guys, if you actually follow my TA, if you sell here, you can buy back here, and it really happens. Pretty spot on, right? Okay, so for today, it has to stay above 11,877, because anything lower than that, this will be the next target, and that's 11,470 region. All right. Now, because we have a long weekend, so I suspect that there could be some profit taking, and based on statistics, usually the post Black Friday week, there will be some profit taking. And if you do a trend line, if you see from here, I took the trend line all the way from October, stretch it all the way to this November. We can see that the last few days the market really tries to stay above it, but when it closes here, I already know that something is wrong, and today we get to see that. Now, of course, there could be a spillover from the China issue, but nonetheless, okay, if the market can't stay up, then I will tell you that my next target will be back to here itself, and that's 33,258. So where we are now is at 34,200. Well, here's 33,258. That means that we're talking about 1,000 point potential movement here. So traders, you really need to see whether can you capture this move. 1,000 point is a lot of money. All right. So in terms of my TWB indicator, let's take a look right now. My TWB indicator is wait a minute. Okay, I need to clear this away. All right. So for today, okay, it's kind of small at the moment because of the very what do you call, the data basically is too compressed. So at the moment now, the Dow Jones is now going to trade towards my pivot 2 at 34,147, and if the market breaks this level, the next target is 34,029. KSI and KRW both are still pretty positive, so there should be some buying interest, or people who want to buy cheap. Let the price come down to 34,029, then maybe you can consider. But for me itself, as you know, if the market is trading below OP and below pivot 2, usually I prefer to sell, which I already sold. So I suspect that if the market comes down, 34,029 should be the first target, and anything lower than that, we may even see 33,427. All right. Now for the Nasdaq, well, I strongly believe that Nasdaq will come off because I think the dollar is going to be recovering once again. So let me bring you the dollar chart right now so that you can actually take a quick look on this. Let's give me a moment. Here we go. Now, this is the US dollar. Let me just change the time frame to daily. Okay, so the US dollar, I have been pretty positive on this. I've been saying that the MA200 is a jam, and the last time we saw this, the market stops here brilliantly in June 2021, and that was where the dollar found support at about 91, and it stretched all the way to where the high was about 115 area. Okay, so now if you look at the chart, it's very clear that the dollar has found a little bit of base at about this point here, and I mentioned that 105.70 is a very strong support that I drawn since this area. So the last time we called for buy right here, the market really touched and recovered and went all the way up to 107.70, and that was a spot on point where I called for sell. And incredibly, the next day the price really come down. But now the thing is this, I left my line there, and the market seemingly have found support once again. So I believe the next target will be back to here itself is 107.70. This will become a interesting W pattern, and if the market can break 107.80, 107.80, we can see all the way to 110. Now I suspect that the market will start to talk about the inversion yield once again, probably this week or next week, and when that all happen again, the dollar will be again on the highlight. All right, so if the dollar is going to go up, right, then definitely the Nasdaq will come down. 11,642 will be the pivot 2 for today, and we are just 10 points away. So most likely we can see the Nasdaq breaking this level and come down to 11,535. Indicator wise, both of them are still pretty positive. So for short sellers, you must understand that it will not come down in a straight line, so you have to be very careful. Now this is the S&P 500 chart, and this is the BM, BRL, and SL resistance and support. and you can see very clearly the resistance is at 4045, and incredibly last 2 trading days the market really stopped there and pulled back. So today now the pivot 2 is 4009 and the market now is trading below that, hence therefore I believe that the pullback will come back down all the way to 3954 level. So the KSI has turned red. Once the KRW also turn red, then I believe the selling will be fast and furious. So traders, you need to be very careful on this particular area. So let's look at the other market, which is the crude oil. Let's get a quick one. Crude oil market, let's take a look right now. Now crude oil continue to, oops, sorry. Oh dear, sorry, my bad. Okay, crude oil market has continued to go down this morning. As a matter of fact, crude oil now is trading at $74. This morning, the opening price was $76. So what's happening? The only reason is because the Chinese market now is having a big problem here, and of course, China recovery recently pushes the oil higher. But now with the China market behaving, I mean, the China citizens are being upset right now, and probably that will actually hit the world GDP number. That probably pushed the oil price much lower. And of course, the next target could be 72.60. Now, I've been waiting for this to bottom out. I haven't called for oil to be buying because I was actually watching my indicator KSI, and I told you guys when KSI is red to be very careful. And when it turn KSI red and KRW both red, the selling will definitely come, and you can see the selling really happen. So you think that this indicator is pretty cool, right? Join us for this coming Saturday. I'll tell you more with this indicator. All right. So crude oil 72.60, that should be the target, and usually the Dow Jones will actually follow through. All right, let's look at the gold market now, which everybody been asking. Now, what I see in gold now, if US dollar is going to be going up, then of course the gold would have come down. So 1745 is the MA200 and 1726 is the MA30. Based on what we're seeing now, there's a good chance the market will break 1745 and come down to 1730, and that is the gold BNB extension minus 1x1. Now at the moment now, KSI is red, but the KCX is blank. Now when it's blank, it's bullish. KSI red means the boys are selling. So if the moment you see the KSI still red and the KCX have blue bars forming for all my students, then the selling will be fast and furious, as I mentioned again. So traders, all these numbers, all this information, you need to be on standby so that you can actually maximize this and make some profit out of it. Now for silver, it's like going to go down to the BNB support level at about $21. Okay, now KSI is red, but still KCX is still flat, so which means that there will be some buying interest. But once that the KCX also turn out blue, these bars with the KSI red, then the selling should be able to bring it back down to $20.30 for the silver market. Now, last but not least is the Ethereum and Bitcoin. I've been very bearish on this, and I've been saying this even though the market has gone up, right? You can see incredible. Look at it. This is really incredible. Look at this is the BNB RL level. All right, here, and it coincides with the pivot 2. So that means that today, once it opened, it's below pivot 2, and the market has got itself resisted at the BNB RL level. Hence, therefore, there's a very good chance for Ethereum to come back down to this point in this 1130 range. Okay, and the KSI at the moment now is still kind of positive, but the latest number shows that it came red and there's extension of the blue bars. That means that there is a chance for the Ethereum to really come down in the near term. All right. And last but not least is Bitcoin. As you can see, with the dollar now mounting up, Bitcoin will likely be coming down. And Bitcoin, the support level is at 16,200. So now he has broke below that. So that means that the first target you'll be going will be the 15,600 mark. At the moment now, KSI and the KCX are all showing a little bit of selling effect. So I believe that this Bitcoin will likely touch base again, breaks the 15,500 area again. All right, so traders, be very careful, and of course that will have a spillover effect onto the US equity market. All right, so that will be all for today. All right, I'll tell you more stuff tomorrow, and remember to register for my upcoming preview. All right, and spot the quote that's along one of the PowerPoint slides. This is Kel signing off. Have a great day. Bye bye.